Well, well, well. Look who decided to show up to today's Call Kass. I did. I'm Cass. And right over there, that's Case.
Hello.
Not Cass. What's up, Case?
Not too much. Had a rat in my apartment this week. That took up some of our mental energy.
Dude, it's like they hold you hostage, man.
Yeah.
You don't know where they are, right? They just could be anywhere because I don't know if you know, rats can flatten their whole bodies down to the size of I want to say like a shock tart.
Yeah. They can go
Get real
full Pop-Tart.
flat. You go full Pop-Tart, slide into any crevasse, and then they're just there. I got rats in the attic, but I want them there. I brought them there.
Well, your wife's in the chat.
A whole other.
Just to, so you know, just to warn you, your wife's here.
What the fuck? Oh, Spine Achy says, hello, husband. Not yet. We got, I don't know how many more weeks, but it's happening.
For now, he's still a bachelor, confirmed bachelor. Kassem.
Right now, I checked the single box on my taxes. Okay. Thanks
Anyway.
for the 25 months.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a rat. Kendall spotted it straight up running through our living room. Full rapscallion. Didn't give a shit that we were there. We created a little like border for it in the kitchen. And when the exterminator came, he's like, you dumbasses, it can get right through that. It was just like a bunch of boxes to try to keep it in the kitchen.
You stupid fucking
You stupid
idiots.
fucking dumbass is what he said. And then he hit me, and I was like, I deserve it.
Totally.
But then he put out a trap that did kill it. We heard it die in the middle of the night.
Ooh.
It did not
What'd it sound
go
like?
peacefully. It was like a way harder than a snap, like a big metallic ka-chink, and then unfortunately for about a minute while I was trying to get out of bed so I could go over there and hit it with a hammer because I could hear it dying still. I was not quick enough though. It died over about a minute, going like, and it rolled all the way through our kitchen from the original spot and like rested on the other side, just alligator rolling. I'm assuming it was it was a little grizzly, but I feel like I need to share it all with you. That is just the circle of life.
Jesus Christ. Well, I'm sorry you had to go through that, you know. Speaking of exterminators, do we have an exterminator in the chat? We also have an exterminator pest control guy, Dank Sauce, who's going to be manning the phone lines tonight. When you call us at 844-721-CASS, we're going to open up the lines. You're going to call us. There's a few things. We're going to do open lines, but a few things I wanted to chat with, and maybe you guys have seen it in the news. We also have 2 voicemails I think we should play.
You want to start with those bad boys?
Yeah, let's start with some voicemails. Let's get into a little light news, see if it spurs any conversation, and then we'll have the phone lines opened up. You can call us. You provide us with the content on Call Kass. You give us the news of what's going on in your neck of the woods. And then me and Case sit back and we laugh at you. And sometimes we cry with you on this show. We do it all. Let's get these voicemails. I can play them, right?
Maybe it just depends if your system.
Tell me if you hear this. Tell me if you hear this shit, all right?
I don't think we do, but I can play them. I have them pulled up too. If you can.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Hi, fellas. That time of year again. And it's the best one. All the tasty treats, the delicious sweets. Every morning, you got Starburst, and Skittles, Mr. Goodbar, oh, and Kisses, oh. But you also got candied apples, pumpkin pie, and caramel drizzled dirt, oh, yeah. Oh, but
Where is he?
sugar and fruit that makes one of the wildest season. It's all together.
Okay, I think I gotta pause it. I think that's too painful to listen to. Am I wrong?
First of all, it was very echoey. I just heard a lot of grunts, but it did sound like he was maybe in some sort of subway tunnel or train station.
Yeah, something about pies. I think that was maybe Thanksgiving related.
Something about tasty treats.
Halloween.
It is
related thing.
Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it is Halloween. Do you indulge in a special treat on Halloween? Do you reach for that candy bar that you probably don't always feel like you're allowed to have, but because it's the season, you go, maybe I have a one or two of these?
When I lived in a suburban neighborhood, yes. Ever since then, I was either in my 20s and at a party or in my 30s and kind of just ignoring Halloween altogether, unfortunately. It used to be my favorite holiday, but I don't know if Kendall and I actually did anything that last year. This year, though, I think we are going to a party, and I will probably eat a candy because I'm an exciting guy. And I said we were invited somewhere. Kendall says, never mind, we're not. Oh, she says we weren't invited anywhere.
We don't have any Halloween parties planned. There was one last night, but I've kind of been a little under the weather the last few days, which is what my excuse was. But if you were gonna go and you had to dress up, do you have a costume? Sometimes I have like just things in the closet, you know. You have like I'm sure you have a ton of costumes, but what would you go as if you were gonna go to a party? Because it's a little tricky, and I'll explain why. You're a funny guy. People got to go, oh, Casey's a funny guy, right? He's a comedian. What's Case's take going to be on a costume? Is he going to do something, a fun little pun costume, or is he going to go kitschy? Is he going to do scary? What would you do?
In college, I would go for like, you know, some sort of referential costume, usually to just a thing I liked. As I've gotten older, all roads just lead to laziness. I usually just try to dress as something where it's extremely clear what I am. I could just go. I could just put in blue contacts and be JD Vance. That's probably the most low effort costume, minus buying blue contacts.
Oh, yeah, that's right. JD Vance would be perfect.
This year though, Kendall's Moodang. She got a little Moodang onesie, so I'm just gonna dress up as a zookeeper because I already have a weird safari hat and like zookeeper looking shorts. So path of least resistance for me.
I think that's smart. I think that's really smart. A Moodang costume, very topical, very on. I really do like the JD Vance. What do you think of Haley Joel Osment's JD Vance impression that he's been doing on? I think it's Kimmel. Have you seen it?
It's okay. He's so boring that he's like difficult to make much of a meal out of. He just wants to be a good little boy and speak clearly. Like he's so badly, I think, really would rather be like a liberal wonder kid, but just by the political angles he's chosen, he's a conservative. But really, he wants nothing more than to like have a fast-paced conversation with like, I don't know, Anderson Cooper. That's his dream life, and he's occasionally living it.
Yeah, not to mention that he's probably closeted, and Anderson would take him for a nice little night on the town with some kissings, probably to bit.
Maybe they're hooking up. I would love that for them.
God, if that came out, that would probably hurt the Democrats. I feel like in the wash, the Republicans would be like, see, we're fine with gay people. Look at JD Vance. They would just decide that he's representative somehow, and then people would somehow just be mad at Anderson Cooper. Yeah. It probably would somehow backfire. I wanted to talk a little bit about this Tony Hinchcliffe Trump rally appearance. Have you seen the footage of Tony's? I don't even know what I want to call it. I don't want to call it a set, but it is 11 minutes of jokes, quote unquote jokes. I watched all 11 minutes of it, and I was just like there's part of me that does like Kill Tony and Tony Hinchcliffe. I think he's like mostly like on his show anyways is a quick wit, and he it's kind of funny in like an arrogant sort of douchebaggy way that he leans into. But I just thought that the stage, the platform, the night was not one that was conducive to roast comedy. But the beauty about roast comedy is that it's like the jokes are really super sharp and fun, and the person's there. And at this rally, it was just like, let's just take a shit on Puerto Ricans. Let's take a shit at this black guy in the front row, make a watermelon joke. Like there's just so many like, oof. I did that several times watching the set. And I feel like if you had to say that it was going to help one camp or the other to have Tony Hinchcliffe at your rally. First of all, when I heard, I was like, wow, good for him. Like he went from Kill Tony's been a show, and you probably know it's just been a show that's been around for, I don't know, at least a decade. And it's cool in the fact that at least the format used to be, and I don't think I've caught a live Kill Tony recently, but a bunch of comedians put their name in a hat and they get called up. And if your name gets called, you come out and you do a minute of comedy. And then there is like a sort of panel of established comedians that will talk to you about your set, how it went. And it gives, up and comers a chance to sort of shine or sometimes spectacularly bomb. But I really like that. I like how, and I know a couple folk like Kill Tony, right? Or I knew a couple Kill Tony regulars, and it really did wonders for their comedy careers because they were getting exposure in a fun and interesting way. But it's turned into this like huge show, and Shane Gillis. I mean, I think the Shane Gillis and Adam Ray episode where they dressed up as Trump and Biden broke some sort of like YouTube record in terms of viewership at some point. But the show's huge, and
Most men
Tony
to come to not porn.
yeah, exactly. And since the show's really taken off, and now Tony's doing all kinds of stuff, he's got a lot of heat, and he was asked to sort of speak at this Trump rally that was at Madison Square Garden. And I don't know if you want to play. You can maybe at least play the Puerto Rican bit, and you can hear even the crowd was like, ooh, and he sort of like treats it like it's, well, you guys don't like that, you're not gonna like this, and it's like one of these things where it's like I don't really know, but they did laugh at some of his other jokes. It was kind of like a weird mix. And then exactly. AOC responded. A lot of people have been coming out of the woodwork. It seems like a lot of people have been aching to have a reason to come after Tony Hinchcliffe. But yeah, here you go. Here's
a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah, I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay, all right. Okay. We're getting there. Again, normally I don't follow the national anthem, everybody.
We're getting there.
There was a lot of anti-immigrant rhetoric.
He did a watermelon joke. He did like a riff about a black guy in the audience carving a watermelon. It's just like, I might be down to vaguely gesture towards like, gotta stand with our fellow comedians and let them say what they're gonna say. If it wasn't at a Trump rally, and if the jokes weren't just like, there was the only misdirection is I said something racist. It's just like the setup is, you think I'm going to say something racist? Here it is. I don't know. There's just like, there's nothing to the fucking joke.
Yeah, it was. I think the comedian in you is offended by how bad the joke was.
Such a shitty racist
and then the human
joke.
being in you is offended at the racism of it all. But it seems to just like have done a lot of damage to him, but also, I don't know, he seems to thrive in controversy, and I don't know what'll happen. In the way people sort of like utilize this sort of attention, it usually ends up just helping whatever it is that they do, their show or their whatever, their brand. So I imagine that's what'll happen here. I imagine he probably got a ton of extra fans, that had no idea who he was, because I don't think the average person knows who Tony Hinchcliffe is, even though he's sort of like pretty big in the comedy world. He is mostly an unknown name otherwise, and now, at least in the last 48 hours, you've probably heard rumblings about a bad set done at Madison Square Garden by one Tony Hinchcliffe. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Like the last time Puerto Rico was really, really heavily in the news was under a Trump presidency, where they were notoriously not really supplying the aid that Puerto Rico needed to recover. Now, granted, it's not that easy of a thing to do.
He tossed a couple paper towel rolls at him, dude.
Yeah, he gave him some Trump branded paper towels.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's weird because it's not like Puerto Rico's been popping off in the news. It's just like sort of summoning back like 2017 animus for a Trump administration, failing a U.S. territory.
It's weird for a couple, and it's bad for a couple of reasons, right? It's punching down to a country that's been absolutely fucking devastated. And also it was during a part where he was talking about immigrants and not letting immigrants in, and they're fucking American citizens, Puerto Ricans. So it's like, just like a bunch of misses here.
It's like doing a bit about Jewish moms at a Nazi rally. Like it hits a little different when you're like actively persecuting. Absolutely. Not that they're necessarily actively persecuting Puerto Rico, but they sort of did by failing to provide them aid. And I do think this crowd in particular is just going to lump Puerto Rico in with foreigners, regardless of its status as like a U.S. territory.
Yeah. So that's kind of the big news as of the last few hours. If you want to call in, if you've got feelings about it, or if you just have anything you want to call us about and let us know what's going on your neck of the woods, call us 844-721-CASS. Case is going to open up the lines probably right now.
Let's pop these lines open.
I wish there was some way for us to know.
If the lines were open, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the lines are open. 844-721-CASS.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome, fucks with me. Can you do a stream where you eat a bunch of chili dogs, but like they're really messy? 10 to 12 dogs, not a lot. It's cool because you like chili dogs probably, and I really want to see you eat.
Manage your
Eat
callers
them all
from
messy,
calling.
please. Fucks with me. I'm gonna put it into consideration. It sounds like it's a big fetish for you, and I don't fault you for it. I really don't. Love a dirty dog. Love a dirty dog stream. You are the content. That's right, Card King. I expect to see all the regulars call in and some non-regulars. 844-721-CASS. Was there one more voicemail case?
There sure is.
Yeah, let's hear that one. Maybe it's a little easier to understand.
Yeah, that last one seemed to be recorded from inside the fuselage of a crashed plane. So we'll see what we have here. This one is 81 seconds.
Hi again,
No, that's
fellas.
the same one.
It's that time of year again.
I don't think it is. No, he left a different 81 second voicemail.
Oh, really? Okay.
it's the
I only
same.
see two new ones. I see one that's 62 and I see one that's 81.
This is the 81 second one. Should we see if we can hear this one any better?
It sounds like the same one to me, but go ahead.
No,
Yeah.
it's the best one. Oh, the tasty treats, the salacious sweets to fill your loins. You got Starburst, Skittles, Mr. Goodbar,
Yeah, you called twice.
And kisses. Oh.
Okay, well, I think we got a
boy.
taste.
Yeah,
for
we
probably
got
where I was
it.
headed.
This is a voice where I really need the visual of the
Yeah.
person doing it. What do you think he looks like, and what do you think he's wearing when he's calling us?
I think he's dressed like the clown from Terrifier. But I don't know, maybe like a slightly cheaper version of the costume. And I'm assuming, he's lurking around my apartment and is going to kill me after this podcast.
That's right. Have you seen anything? Oh, speaking of Terrifier, have you seen any movies or any shows in the last week since we've did a Call Kassem? Anything that you want to recommend? Anything that you're happy that you're watching? Anything that you're sad you watch?
Sort of have two ends of the spectrum here of enjoyment. I finished Chronological Lost. And as I often have to,
yeah.
I got to eat my words, take it back. I think not only was I way too harsh on Lost when I was in my early 20s, but I was too harsh on it even when I talked about it last time. I ended up really enjoying it. Would recommend. It is
good.
a torrented kind of illegal version of Lost, but Chronological Lost is a fun way to watch it. But I also think, honestly, I was just like, the pressure that was around Lost when it was first coming out in like the mid to late 2000s, I think made me hate the show. Seeing it without any of like the wondering what the mysteries are stuff, it's actually pretty enjoyable. And I think probably on the whole underrated, although apparently there's sort of a bit of a Lost revitalization movement, which is why this
seems that
version
way.
even exists.
Yeah, it seems that way. I'm glad you liked it because I do feel that when it was week to week, there was a very loud group of people that are like, this show doesn't know what it's doing. They're figuring it out. They're building the plan as it's flying, sort of stuff.
I think they
which
were.
made me sort of bail on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were because they had to extend the show like an extra 3 seasons. And I also don't think they'd figured everything out when they first started, which is honestly fine. It became a mystery show when really it was kind of more like a cheesy personal drama that kept you kind of interested with mysteries that really they do answer basically all the questions. Some of the answers are pretty mundane. But I think when you just divorce yourself from being like, what does it all mean? It's just like a decent, sci-fi drama.
Yeah, okay. I'm down with that as if I feel like I'm getting some answers to some of the stuff, I'm stoked. I'll do it. I'm there.
I will say also watching it chronologically, you get all the flashbacks out of the way. It's like the first 10 episodes are all the flashbacks, which is an insane slog because the flashbacks quality is way worse than the stuff on the island. But once you get that out of the way, and then you don't have to watch those flashbacks interrupting like the narrative progress of the island, I thought it was actually super watchable. So would recommend specifically the chronological version, honestly, over the original version.
And that's probably how I'd do it, because I think if I was watching it the way it aired, if I knew that the flashbacks were coming up, I'd probably like almost not be motivated to continue. So if you get them out of the way, I like it. Then you got all the story stuff. So stuff just starts to make sense. The characters are more fleshed out by the time they hit that island. Essentially, is what happens. I'm guessing.
Question in chat, Cass. Not to sidetrack you, but But a fan in chat asked, Cass, I was curious if you'd be able to bring back the slappy thighs bit, and I don't know what that is.
Oh
so now
boy,
I'm just kind of curious.
Well, look, we were young. We were we did beach interviews, right? Man on the street beach interviews, and I don't know how it started, and I regret every one I ever did. But we would do this sort of like dead fish, where my hand was a dead fish and just slap men and women's thighs. So slide. I don't know what people really resonate. It really resonated with folks, but it starts on the ground, and then it kind of works its way up, and then it just slaps the inside of a man or a woman's thighs, and God, the kids just went crazy for it, and that's
you have to understand.
That's what made me a millionaire.
Lost was huge at the time, so people loved a good mystery, and they're like, "What's happening to my thighs?"
Right. That's right.
Last thing about shows, I watched Finished Ring of Power. Would not recommend. I thought the second season was even rougher than the first, and even though I don't hate it the way other people do, it is not a very good show in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, I feel like that's a show that's gonna take effort for me because I'm, although everything looks kind of nice, it feels really slow. And there's too much TV to watch for me to not be all in on something. Yeah. So
there's some like decent performances and the settings can be cool, but it is written in just a deeply incompetent way, unfortunately.
That sucks. Yep, that sucks. I am excited. Speaking of Agatha All Along, I'm so behind in that. And we're also behind in, Penguin. And the only what are we watching? But Dan the Dan. We're watching that anime Dan the Dan, which I actually really like. Have you seen?
I've heard of Dan to Dan, but I've not seen Dan to Dan.
Dan to Dan, so good. It's so far. I don't know where the series is going, but it's got monsters and aliens and cryptid. Like it's fun stuff. It's really well written. It's funny, and the art is really great. From the very small amount of anime I've seen, I feel like the art is next level on it, and the intro is really catchy.
Yeah, it's on my list. Kendall and I go through phases where we watch anime for like 3 months, so maybe this will be on the list when we're back on an anime kick.
Yeah, definitely put it on there. I think there's only 4 episodes that are out. It's on Crunchyroll, obviously, and Netflix. So if you don't have Crunchyroll, you can watch it on Netflix. Really good, and it makes me sort of want to see if there's like that studio's done other stuff, because if there's other animes out there that are like Dan to Dan, I'd be into it. Maybe Dylan. Didn't we have this guy Dylan call? Dylan, are you in the chat? Maybe he's gonna do some movie. He did a little movie update. Maybe give us some box office updates. maybe give us a couple reviews of some movies. If you want to call in, I see. Oh, Dylan is on the line. He's third in the queue. We got Electric Man up first, and Matt the Stat. If you have anything you want to recommend to the Cream team, to me and Case, anything you're watching, anything you've seen, anything you're pumped for, I'm very excited for Severance season 2. And
I'll probably do a rewatch of that.
Yeah, I think we may do a rewatch as well. That is, I think, one of the best shows on TV. I'm very excited about it. But goddamn, is that Apple subscription just not really worth it for me? Otherwise, like, it was that one Steven Spielberg. What was it? The Band of Brothers airplane show. Which
yeah.
I was actually enjoying. I think I was enjoying it more than Ash was. I really enjoyed the intro to that. Speaking of great songs and great intros.
You don't want to watch Michael Douglas as Benjamin Franklin?
No. Oh, does he play Benjamin Frank? Yeah, it's just a lot of that stuff is not for me, dude. But they're spending so much money.
I'm assuming it's about how Benjamin Franklin actually fucked. I would assume that would be the angle and what Michael Douglas would enjoy playing. But I've not been able. I have an Apple TV subscription, and I'm just burning $10 a month or whatever it costs on it.
Same. Well, it's about to re-up for me, and it's going from $80 to $140 for the year.
Oh.
So I got to cancel it. But yeah, Benjamin, look at this, dude. Did you know that he tied that kite with a key on it to his cock? That's what they don't tell you. But you find out.
You get to see it. And it's not
You get
prosthetic.
to see that scene.
Yeah.
It's not.
Michael Douglas has a really tiny penis, so it takes 20 minutes for him to tie it. It's one of the bravest scenes I've ever seen on television.
Yeah, he actually gets blown away. The Electric Man, should we bring him up? Should we bring him in?
Let's get into it.
He's looking for advice on a new job. Oh, man, if you've come to the right place, man. Actually, Case does have a job. I was going to say a couple guys who don't really have jobs, but Case has a job. I kind of have a job, too. You know what? I take it back. We're going to give you great advice. What's up, Electric Man?
I got like 6 jobs, Cass. I have so many jobs to give advice on.
Yeah, you have a lot of it. Lot of advice.
How you guys doing?
Okay, good.
Well.
Yeah, you're calling in. You've called in before. Yeah, it says you're looking for advice on a new job. What's the situation? So, are you currently unemployed, or do you have a job that you're thinking about leaving?
No, so I literally just started a new job like today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's in a corporate office. Everything's like brand new in this place. And
nice.
When I had that first corporate job, like I was the young guy. Like I was the guy that was like young and had all these crazy ideas, and like I was the trendsetter. I was like the new kid coming in with, whatever. But now I'm in a new place. I haven't been in the corporate world in like a while, and in this particular place, it's like everything. Like I said, everything's like brand new. The building's brand new. It's very trendy. They took an old factory, like repurposed it into office space. Like, I haven't seen a person like older than maybe like 40, 45 in the whole place.
Ew.
So it's like that kind of place.
Without
and I'm like
doxing yourself, can you say what kind of business you're in?
This is going to be mortgages.
Okay.
Hello?
So
did we lose him?
So it's like all financial based.
Oh, can you not hear him, Cass?
That type of thing. Can you hear him?
No, I can't hear him now.
Sorry, Electric Man. Let me try to fix one
what
thing.
What the hell, dude?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Can you hear him now, Cass?
Are you there?
Can you hear me now?
I'm not hearing him, man.
Let me do one other thing,
Oh my
Electric
God,
Man.
that's-
Sorry about that.
No worries.
I just like to test the tech on this show as much as possible. It's fun for me. Okay.
Yeah. Gosh, I want to know. I want to know, man.
I
It's
need to
weird when
know.
you're
I need to know.
in your 40s and you've got a bunch of kids, bunch of know-nothing kids, but
Can
they
you
have
hear him
all
now,
that.
Electric Man? You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
There he is.
Okay,
I
cool.
hear him.
We're good now.
All right, there we go.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, without doxing yourself, can you
So
say
it's
what you
mortgages and stuff like that. But like
okay.
I'm like 34. And
Oh, okay.
like, I'm like near the old guy though. Like everyone else that's like starting out, they're all like young somethings, you know.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I haven't, like, it's weird being like the old, like kind of the old guy in the office that actually had, you know, a career for a little bit, you know. So I'm
It's
just trying
weird.
to
Is it
figure out, like,
weird or is it cool to have to be that guy? You know, because I
what?
think it's kind of
haven't
cool to
figured
be
it
that
out yet.
guy. Can
I'm
I
not
ask you
against
this? Do they, so these new guys and gals that come in and they're the younger, do they treat you with the respect that you know, deserve as an elder statesman, somebody with a little more wisdom, somebody who knows the ropes, or do they think that they know more than you, that they're better than you?
Ooh, that's a great question. I feel like right now they don't know what to do with me. They don't know if I'm like as approachable, or whatever it is. Like, not that I'm not saying I'm an intimidating looking person, because I'm not. I look like I'm soft as, you know, whatever. But
You soft boy.
you know, yeah.
I get
You know,
it.
I'm not mean. I'm not whatever. It's like, you know, I get along with everybody. But you know, it's just
How
like
do
in
you
a
dress?
weird situation where it's like, dude,
Do you dress like you're 34? Do you dress like you're a cool 34, or do you dress like an old 34?
I mean,
This
I
is
wear
important.
jeans that fit properly. Like they're not
Okay,
fitting,
yeah.
they're not baggy. I
Old
wear a
34.
t-shirt, maybe
No,
like
no.
like a
No.
button-up, like flannel. Yeah,
Oh, boy. Yeah.
you know, some Air Forces. I wear some Air Forces. You know,
Oh my
that's
god.
about it.
You
I'm
need,
screwed. I know. That's what I'm saying.
you
Jesus
need to
Christ.
dress like you're attending a Limp Bizkit concert in 1999.
Correct.
Yeah. And
Absolutely correct. You need big, wide, baggy pants. Okay. You need Oakleys.
Yeah. Okay.
You need
What kind of Oakleys? Like cop Oakleys, or like the oversized
no.
sunglasses?
Yes,
Oakleys?
but also it needs to, if they're cop Oakleys, they need to somehow be ironic, and it's a very specific type of Oakley.
here's the difference, Electric Man. Everything that the kids wear these days is ironic. Okay? It's like,
all the
don't I look
time.
fucking stupid? Look how good I look because look how stupid I look. Do you know what I mean? It's like, look, I look like my fucking dad did. Don't I look fucking stupid? Look how good I look. That's like, does that make sense?
No,
That's
it
the
makes too
style.
much sense.
If you're wearing clothes that
No.
fit you, that's,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's gay, dude. That's gay.
Which you want. So, but in the other direction, you need to be fashionable gay, not
Right.
not the gay that Kassem's referencing. That's not
Yeah,
the gay
I'm-
you want.
I'm saying
No,
it like
I
the
know what
kids
you're-
would say it, dude. I said that because that's what the kids are saying. They brought it
Yeah.
back, and they're using a whole other lingo that you don't have access to, and you don't do with your friends,
Yo,
man.
that's-
There he is.
That's the other thing.
That kid just got
That's
hired.
the other thing.
This kid is in a skirt. He's got a tie with a V on it. This
All right,
guy,
So
I don't even know what's happening,
One of
but
the
all of these are
trainers-
CEOs. All of these are on Forbes 30 under 30. They all just have AI companies valued at about $6 billion
Dude.
each. So
I can't pull that off.
you think you can't, but this is what's holding you back. When's the last time you bought a pink coat with a,
Yeah, man.
a built-in
Never.
scarf?
Dude,
I can
One of
give you a
the
little piece of
trainers
advice. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was saying one of the trainers today, his outfit for day one was wearing a kilt, a tight, like button-up shirt,
Wow.
and a tie. And
Yeah.
I was like,
What?
What?
What do you mean?
At
a
the very
kilt?
least, you're gonna want huge
Like a
pants,
kilt,
but
like
a
a
tiny
Scottish
shirt.
kilt.
This guy's got it right. You need either weird pants, huge pants, and tiny shirt. Some kind of tiny shirt. Or huge. Actually, also huge shirt. But one of the two.
So if I wear like a large T-shirt, I should be buying mediums now. Like,
You just gotta
You're
commit.
saying,
You,
like-
you might want to bump it up to double XL or small. I think it was one of those two.
You
so
you
go
gotta,
big or go small.
Yeah,
but
yeah, for shirts. Pants,
everything's
though,
got to be
need big.
cropped. Pants got to be baggy and big. the jacket's got to be cropped. The shirt's got to be boxy, oversized, cropped, but still fit. Okay. Do you ever watch The Bear? You seen The Bear?
Yeah, I've seen a few
Okay.
episodes. Yeah.
Dress like Jeremy Allen White in The Bear.
Okay. Is there a
That's
picture
smart.
I can
All right.
Yeah. I'll pull this up for you right now.
It's so funny. In The Bear, he wears this sort of like green plaid jacket.
I think just
And
wear
it
his
created-
restaurant uniform.
Just
Honestly.
wear the apron.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Honestly, they'd be like, "Oh fuck, is that Electric Man?
Okay.
Who's that guy? That guy's cook. He cooks." They'll start calling you the fucking chef or the cook. You know what I mean? They'll give you a cool nickname because right now you're just like in these kids' blind spot, dude.
I will say the ultimate hack though for all
That's what it
fashion is just get in really good shape and be super hot, and then it actually all kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah, did I leave that part out?
Mhm.
Get abs and do a Calvin Klein.
Yeah.
Full
Because this could
Calvin
be from
Klein
any
ab.
decade, but because he's hot, it's actually current fashion.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like cut off down
So-
jacket?
Yeah, this.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, if you want to
Dude.
get that promotion, you need to show up to your real estate job dressed like this. I mean, have you seen Selling Sunset? You've got a lot of competition from hot
You
guys
have
that
no
don't have much
idea.
clothes.
Exactly.
So I gotta like
These guys.
I gotta wax like all my chest hair. And
Yes.
just kind of just
Yes.
everything.
And based
Long
on
hair.
Netflix shows, you are going to need to date every girl in the office, and then maybe also it's harassment.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
dude, I have
right.
a strict rule on
But
that.
that's-
You can't do that.
Mm.
Oh,
No, man.
I gotta break the rules.
You've got to like
Okay.
here's the deal. You've got to do something that's going to get you called into HR, but they're like, because of how long you've been working there and you're a good employee, they're not going to let you go, but you're going to get a verbal warning.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yeah.
And
That's
also
going to
you're
build you a
dating the
little bit of
HR
street
person.
cred. And you're dating the
You have a
HR
history
person.
with. You need to have a history with everyone in the office, and I'm basing this on Netflix real estate shows, so I know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. Selling Sunset, Selling Atlanta, any of those two little short bald guys are running the show.
And while you're in HR, be sure to lay on the couch like this.
It's like,
for
hey,
fashion.
did you need help getting up, or did you trip
Oh
like
my
putting your
God.
jeans on? Are you
Yeah.
okay, brother?
Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
actually styling
Just-
right now.
This is just who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta,
Sorry,
I
you're
gotta
just making
sell
a lot
them-
of noise.
sell
I'm
them
kind of on a
something.
higher
I don't
vibration. Just try that. Try that line of dialogue on HR.
Yeah,
Wait,
try.
what? High
Just-
I kind of don't operate on low vibration shit, and this is I'm
Just-
sort of
yeah.
here now, so maybe you could come up to my
Talk
level.
vibrations,
Mhm.
talk frequency, and then everyone will leave you alone.
Yeah.
Did we even get to your actual question? Is it so you're at this job? Are you looking to leave this job, or are you trying to get
No,
a promotion at this
like
job?
literally was today. Today was like day one. Like day
Okay,
one.
so-
starting a new job.
Oh, your first day
Yeah.
at school, dude. You're a new kid at school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
brother. And so everyone there has been working longer than you.
Yeah, so you have
I
a mix
see.
of that, and then you like I'm with a bunch of other new hires too, but they're all younger than me. Like they're all like brother sister range. Besides like maybe one other guy that's been in the business before and he's just there because he has to be. He could start the job right now and be fine. But it's a little different. So I'm like, I just haven't been in a work office environment where it's like
Mm-hmm.
primarily an office environment where it's like, holy crap, like they're not like I'm not the young happening guy anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, so now I'm just
Such
like
is
in this
life.
in between where it's like I'm not old, I'm not young, and I'm like, where do I fit in this scenario? So it's like either you fit in, or I'm just like,
Mhm.
F it, I'm just gonna do what I want, and you guys have to deal with it. Like,
I think that's
different.
the way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
I think you just gotta because you don't know what's going on inside of a 20-year-old's head, dude. They're all fucking crazy, man. Their frontal lobes aren't even formed. They're either on drugs or gonna start doing drugs. They haven't had any time to work through their childhood traumas, which is just still super fresh.
Yeah.
They probably still
Right.
You know, they probably either have some sort of disorder, there's just some, all these guys are fucked up, but they look cool. So like everyone goes like, hey, we're all fucking cool, right? But they all like go do cocaine and shit. But you have your shit together. If you just stay in your lane, be cool, but do the cropped, baggy, sleeveless denim, do that.
Yeah.
You just do your thing. They're going to come to you because they're going to be like, look at this fucking old timer who knows what he's doing, who's laying out on our couch in our break room with no shirt and his underwears are showing.
Yeah.
You know, they think they've been through stuff and like they don't even know the half of it.
They don't know shit.
It's like
dude.
I at least got somewhat of a, you know, some stories or some like, you know, adversity.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Like something even imaginable to that.
I think the best thing you can do as a slightly older, you're in your mid 30s kind of work guy, is just have your shit together in a way that's like comforting to 20-year-olds. Don't rub it in their face. Don't be like, I know what's up and you don't. You just don't have the same issues as them, and that makes you like a serene island that they can come to, between hangovers and be like, you know who fucking gets it? This guy, he's chill. He's not stressed out. I can be around him and feel, like I'm around a younger version of my dad.
You're light at the end of the tunnel for them.
What my dad was like. Maybe he's not that bad.
Yeah. You repair their relationship with their father by being their 30-year-old dad.
Oh,
but the cool dad.
But let him know you know about Mr. Beast.
Yeah, do bring up Mr. Beast a lot. Is my other
dude, talk about Mr. Beast a lot. Yeah. Talk about UFC.
Bring in a big stack of lunchlies and be like, I got shipped these actually because I'm on a list. And if anybody wants some, they're free. So whatever.
That's right. That's right, dude. Bring it all up. Bring all that shit up, man. Tell them you were just on. I was on Roblox and this chick was hitting on me earlier. But like, I don't know if that's how Roblox works. But just like wing it. Yeah, just wing it. Yeah, just sound like I'm growing up, dude. That stuff used to get me hard, but not anymore. And then say it exactly like that.
Like, I don't even know, like, are kids still playing, like, Fortnite? Like, I don't even know, like, I don't know what's in. Like, I'm not on the Snapchats. I'm not on the MyFace.
It's all about TikTok.
I'm not on.
It's all about TikTok.
You're already
I'm not on TikTok. No.
You're already doing one of my favorite parts about getting older, which is you should intentionally call things by their name slightly off. So it should be Snapchat, the Roblox, call every video game system Nintendo or PlayStation or Sega if you really want to go old school. But never quite call it the right thing. And but do it do it with purpose. You want to bring a lot of intention to everything you do as an adult.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what this is, but I kind of do. Yeah.
Just mess around with them a little bit, dude. Get in their heads. Say shit like, oh, dude, I like that shirt. You wore it last week. I liked it then, too. Like, you just get in their heads, man. Make them feel insecure. Gaslight them a little bit. Say, it's like, oh, you walk by the boss's office. Like, oh, I heard him say your name. Have you got in there yet? And just, like, walk away. Just let them know you're the big dog. All right? Yeah. The big dog needs to eat, okay? And he eats first.
A lot of these kids go like, what do they call it? Like thrifting. They all have to have like the vintage T-shirts and stuff like that. I'm like, I had that shirt when I was like 7. Yeah. I used to wear that around.
Oh, you're wearing my baby clothes. That's fun. I didn't realize
that's cool, dude.
Could wear that stuff.
Yeah.
And then you lay back on the couch.
That.
Anyway, you're still kind of wearing shirts. I'm sort of past that.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Kind of over that.
I've been working on my abs or my pecs. I mean, do you talk about your workout routine, or are you just like, I'm like this all the time?
Talk about it to any woman you see. Any woman you see, bring up your workout routine.
I'm just going based on the behavior of other 30-year-olds I've seen that really seem to be successful. So this is what I've seen work for them, at least.
Just do a cold start to a conversation. Tell her you just got done doing like a sets of 10, like 10 reps, 3 sets of just like deadlifts, just out of nowhere, right? Until you're like, oh God, I'm feeling like so puffed up right now because all the blood like from all the deadlifts I did. And then they love that. They like to know how strong you are.
Yeah.
And all the energy that 30-year-olds used to put into commenting on women's bodies, just reorient that back at yourself. You can't do that anymore. Bring it in. Bring it home to you. The main event.
Exactly. That's right.
Okay.
You do all this.
See, this is all good.
Mhm.
This is all good stuff here. Yeah.
This is all good stuff, dude. And then fight the first person that looks at you funny.
Chat was saying
Yeah.
treat it like a prison and punch the biggest person first thing. That's,
Oh yeah, exactly.
I have thought about that because that's like the one thing I know because that's what I used to, it's like prison. Like high school was like prison back in the day.
Mhm.
You gotta fight someone who looks
Absolutely.
a little funny at you, Oh boy.
Absolutely, dude.
All right.
All right, man.
Smoke pack. I'm trying
good
to write
luck.
it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you give us call us in a week, give us an update. We want to know the sort of like socioeconomics, like what's going on, the clicks. I want a full report of like where you stand in the hierarchy of this mortgage place.
100%.
You understand?
Yeah. 100%.
Right now,
I got you.
where in the pyramid are you? If we're saying the top is the boss man, right? The cool guy, the guy who gets all the respect. And the bottom is like the fucking DoorDash driver that drops off the lunch. Where are you in that pyramid right now, today?
Maybe a step and a half up from DoorDash
Okay.
driver.
Nowhere to go but up. I like it.
Strong start.
Yeah.
Can of Bean says no more flannels. Look, we are getting into flannel weather, so you could be cool. It's just how you wear a flannel is.
Dude, I'm in
You have to have
the
an axe
I'm in
with
the
you.
Midwest. I'm in the Midwest, man. Like flannels are,
Yeah.
it's kind of essential.
Yeah.
It's fall.
Yeah, do the
You're
flannel.
supposed to wear a
Flannel's
flannel.
fine.
And like a cool
Flannels are
t-shirt
okay.
underneath. Yeah, it's usually the move.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a thing.
All right, get some
I
Oakleys.
mean, I'm gonna have to find some Oakleys or some like
Vintage
really
Oakleys though,
good-looking,
before they got bought out by Luxottica. But the vintage Oakleys, they cost more.
vintage Oakley. Okay, all right, that's good.
Yeah,
call, good call.
the silver wraparound
Ray-Ban?
ones that go over your
Ray-Ban?
skull. No, dude, just stop.
No Ray-Bans.
There you go. Ray-Bans are fine if you want to be forgotten. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
All
This
right.
is all stuff I need to know. This is all stuff I need to learn.
Dude,
Yeah,
you
this
should be
is
writing it
important.
down, like Smokeback said. Yeah. All right. Okay, buddy. Call us in a week. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right, man. Have a great rest of your night.
All right, you too.
Wow.
Dano says I looked washed out. I think it's because I got a filter on. Case puts a filter on me.
I just
right?
brighten him. I
Or
can
is
turn it
that-
off, but I'm just brightening
it's
Cass up so you can see him. But if you want powerful dark Cass, we can go with that.
Too dark. I like having a sort of ghostly image upon me. Matt the Stats calling in. He's up next, and we've got Dylan for Movie Monday. Really looking forward to Movie Monday. Then Smoke Packs is on the line after that. And then we might have time for one or two more calls after that, or maybe Smoke Packs is it. But if you really got something you want to talk to us about, what do you think of the Trump rally, Tony Hinchcliffe? What's going on with you? What do you think of the election? Have you seen anything cool? Do you need any advice, like how to absolutely dominate your workplace, like we just gave? Give us a call, 844-721-CASS. Matt the Stat, you're on call. Cass, I'm Cass. That's Case. What's going on?
Hey guys, how you doing, man?
Doing well.
Good to hear from you, buddy.
Yeah. Just sitting here watching the Dodgers destroy the Yankees yet again.
Again, wow.
Ooh, is that
Damn.
game 3 now?
Yeah, Game 3 in New York. Yankees are losing 4-0, and I'm a Yanks fan.
Oh,
Oh no,
brother. What
I
inning
know-
is it?
I know way more Yankees fans, even though I'm in LA.
Bottom
yeah.
of the 7th. Not
Bottom.
looking good.
Oh, okay. So it's almost done. Yeah, there's so many Yankee fans. I know so many Yankee fans. I think it's because there's so many transplants in LA that just come from other places. There's like no loyalty in Los Angeles. I gotta tell you, no loyalty at all.
Nobody
But
But are Dodgers fans like actual real fans, or they only come out when they're like winning?
no, there is a good amount of Dodgers fans, I will say. Like, there are some pretty hardcore Dodgers fans. I just also know a lot of Yankee fans. Like, I do. I'm sort of putting it on, but I do know a lot of Dodgers fans. They are, notoriously violent.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude! Some guy got like stabbed to death at a Dodger game parking lot.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I don't know
that's
how
right.
many years.
Yeah.
But I feel like every
remember that.
team's got a story like that, right? Right?
Pretty much, yeah. Especially Philly fans.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Philly fans.
I
Yeah,
feel like
be,
the real Angelinos that aren't like film
Mm-hmm.
industry people, you know, they're like a more intense bunch sometimes, and they actually care about their team as opposed to us just, you know, weird media dudes that are too ironic about everything. To stab anyone.
That's right. Yeah,
Now, I
to
know
me,
there's
it's a
Laker
little.
Fans. Are Clippers fans real people too? Are there actual Clipper fans? I've never met one, like an actual
There-
real Clippers fan.
I will say this about Clippers fans: they are out there. There a few of them, definitely not a lot, but they are mighty. Like they love their Clippers because when you've grown in the shadow of the Los Angeles Lakers,
Yep.
like a younger brother, you know, who really resents his older brother's success and has never really been able to stand out. You start to like have this chip on your shoulder, and then when anyone asks you who your sports team is, you loudly proclaim you're a Clippers fan. And a lot of Clippers fans were born out of all the repeated championships of the Los Angeles Lakers. Everyone just kind of like, it just got like so boring for a lot of folks that weren't Lakers fans, just to constantly hear how good the Lakers are and then constantly winning, that out of spite, I think Clippers fans were born out of that, just to be contrary. And I think that's
Now, how about last sports question? Now, how about, this is weirder for me, just knowing how they just moved there. The Rams and the Chargers, like, just coming to LA. Are there, like, what fans are theirs now?
Well, exactly. The Rams have a decent fan base here because they used to be in Los Angeles before they went to St. Louis.
Yep.
But the Chargers move was bad, right? Like San Diego people hate LA, and they were really upset when that happened. And LA people just didn't feel the need to have another football team. Do you know what I mean? Like there was no room. It was like the Chargers were moving into a college dorm that was like already full up, right? All the good bedrooms are already taken. And it's like, oh, you gotta share a bedroom with this guy. And they left like their cool little hometown that was super supportive of them. You know, Chargers fans are hardcore. My buddy John Nah, hardcore Charger fan. They love their shit. And when they left, it was a blow to San Diego. They hated it.
I gotta imagine it was probably just over the billionaire owner not wanting to foot the bill for the whole stadium.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the reasoning was, but it had to have been. It's always some billionaire being greedy or cheap.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right,
I said
man,
I wasn't
well,
here for the Raiders. I would have liked to say I'm an Oakland Raiders fan.
Yeah.
Just 'cause I'm in
Another team that was in
California.
LA. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Raiders
Yeah,
are
yeah.
Raiders are
And-
dangerous, man. Speaking of dangerous teams.
Oh, what do they
Boy.
call those people that dress up and they're in their like medieval costumes and shit?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was there a term
They're
for
fucking
them?
like
I forget what they call
they're
them.
criminals. They're mostly criminals.
Yep. Ex-cons.
Call them
Bad
MS-13.
people, and they're coming across. They're crossing the borders.
We've got to
Raiders
get rid of the
fans.
Raiders fans. There's too many. They moved them to Los Angeles. It's still not safe.
Yeah,
Maybe they
Raider
did Las
Nation.
Vegas.
Yeah,
I
they
got a
are.
friend that went to a Raiders game in LA once and he got jumped by a bunch of people.
Of course. Yeah,
walking,
of course. I mean,
walking out of the game.
NWA notoriously made like Raiders jerseys cool. Like the black and silver was just cool. Like any guy growing up in the 90s in Southern California that thought he was hard had to own a Raiders jersey because the team at that point was filled with steroid pumping fucking like oh god, I forget the name, but the team was like known for playing dirty and hurting players and like putting bounties on other players. And so you would get a sect of fans that thought that shit was cool, and they were like,
I mean,
that
let's be real,
represents
though.
my values.
Putting bounties on other players is a little cool. It's kind of funny.
What's
What's that guy's bounty though? Yeah, his
It's
passing
cool, dude.
record's pretty good, but what's his bounty?
What's his bounty, dude? If I break his leg, what do I get? And they would, dude. There are. I think it's specifically 90s Raiders. Maybe 80s Raiders were bad too. But Bill Romanowski. That's who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Bill Romanowski's a
notorious
fucking
steroid guy. Yeah.
so notorious. Just fucking unbelievably huge, jacked on roids and CTE. You know, it's like the worst combination cocktail. I'm surprised he didn't kill anyone. Maybe he did. I don't know. Howie Long. Any Given Sunday is a great representation of it. Also, the movie The Program.
Great classic
yeah.
movies.
Yeah. No, it's good sports talk, man. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Good luck with the rest of. You're a Yankees fan, I think you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I'm from the East Coast.
Well, good luck to you guys.
Yeah.
You guys have had
All right,
enough championships, and so have we. So this should have gone to someone else. All right, Matt. So long, buddy.
Yep.
See you, buddy.
Later.
Uncle Phil asks, here's a question for Cass. Earlier tonight, found a new 2024 Bigfoot doc on Amazon Prime Video called The Bigfoot Prophecy. I don't know if I've seen it. I'll look at it. Problem is that Amazon Prime has the most fucking garbage out of any streamer site, more than Netflix. So sometimes that stuff I might see the thumbnail, but I never tune in for. But I will take a look, Uncle Phil. And if you see it, let me know if it's any good. Also a question from Cheen. Cheen says, Cass, do you watch Fade to Black with Jimmy Church? I don't regularly watch Fade to Black, but I do will catch highlights here and there if there's a guest on that I really like. There's just so many places to get your old Coast to Coast fix these days, besides just new Coast to Coast with George Norrie, which I hate. But I like what Jimmy Church has done and the audience he's built over the last decade, however long he's been doing it. Just FYI, Metal Chaos says bunch of us are doing the Cream Team Community Extra Life Charity Marathon Saturday into Sunday. Thanks for bringing that up, Metal Chaos. If you guys don't know, Extra Life is a charity event they do once a year, maybe more, but definitely once a year. And for the last, I think at least 2 years, the Cream Team supports by streaming. A bunch of our community members go live and stream and raise money for Extra Life. So hopefully there will be some information in the Discord around who's live. That's what you guys did last year, right? You told us, or it made it easy for us to see who was live and who was coming up. And yeah, it was like, I don't know, was it 24 hours of just all Cream Teamers raising money for Extra Life? So if you are a member of our community or our Discord, or you're not, and you want a great group of guys to hang out with, join our Discord, !Discord in the chat. It's free. And you will find a bunch of XG4 refugees, folks from all over the internet who have found a home in the Cream Team Discord. And then come out and support the folks that are streaming this weekend and raise some money for a good cause.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for putting that in the chat. All right. Guess what time it is, guys? It's time for Movie Monday with our buddy Dylan, who called in last week. Dylan, you are live on Call Kassem. How are you on this Monday, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm just here to catch you guys up on what you missed out on last week, because we got a couple things coming up this week.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Can't wait to hear it, man. Let her rip.
All right, so check this out. So we're going to start with what's going on in the digital sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're talking about Max. So we can't. HBO Max has Trap, that brand new Shyamalan banger, that everyone just loved. Oof, that banger.
That's on HBO now.
Yeah, no, it's called Max.
I'm sorry, it's on Max, so it's good, because I was thinking about renting it, but I didn't want to spend the money on it because I know that it was kind of mid. But now that it's on Max, I feel like I can watch it and not feel guilty about it.
Exactly, and so now you solved, two birds, one rock, for sure there. And it's a brand new movie, and I think it just hit streaming. I'm not sure when it came out on DVD or if it's out on DVD Blu-ray yet. but I do know it hits streaming ASAP. Last minute save, probably, on their part to try to gain a little bit more traction before it hits the DVD and Blu-ray atmosphere. I didn't see this one. Did not see this one.
Great call. I might even watch that tonight or tomorrow night with Ash.
To follow that one up, Netflix has a new, I don't even know what to call this one, a drama, horror, suspense thriller type picture. It's called It's What's Inside. You guys can pull the trailer up for that guy and see what you think.
Like an anthology.
Who's that in the back?
That's my brother.
Oh, is that
This is Connor.
Connor, welcome. I didn't know you guys were a duo.
Well,
is he the writer?
Last week, at the end last week, we ended our segment, and I said if we could both come back on Monday, and I didn't specify, but yes, long-time listeners, watchers, and second-time contributors. So thanks for having us back.
Okay.
Big fan.
Well, welcome, and hello, Connor, man. Glad to have you on the show.
Good to be here.
I'm actually glad we segued into me not taking all the credit for this segment. So yes, it's on Netflix. I watched it, the whole movie all the way through. I never, if I'm going to review a movie, I don't stop halfway through. If I don't like it, I have to watch the whole thing, or else you can't have an opinion. I give it a 3 out of 5, and actually play 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. 3 out of 5 is not bad. That's serviceable.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you're looking for something to watch, you're looking for something to do on a Friday night. You had a couple beers, or you had a couple of you had a bad day. You're gonna fire this bad boy up. Yeah.
Something.
You're gonna fire this bad boy up. You're gonna watch it. It's not a bad watch. It's a different take on something, and it's built up with a lot of younger actors and actresses, and the writing's built that way as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say my favorite horror flick, but definitely new. So you can watch that right now.
That's good. Can I ask you guys to build in something into your segment? I'd like to know. I'd like to know whether or not the movie that you're telling us about has any nudity, just for me, and just to know, because it might push me over the edge on something that may or may not be my cup of tea.
Is that because this is called What's Inside?
I mean, when you see a titty, you're just like, oh, this is immediately better.
It makes whatever I'm watching 10 to 20% better automatically.
Absolutely.
I'm very.
Unfortunately, I don't know what the rating is on that picture. I'm not 100%
okay.
sure.
No, this is for next week. This is just for next week. That's all.
You didn't have to do the research.
We got that. Okay.
It's men or women, by the way. So it doesn't have to be. It could be men or women. I want to make sure that
you can't. Well, I have the perfect picture for you. Actually, I'm not here to disappoint at all. On Amazon Prime, our last of the 3 streaming services that we're going to go over tonight, Dude Bro Party Massacre 3.
Wow.
Okay. Definitely nudity in this one. Yeah.
So yes, there is just a slight bit amount, but this is from 5 Second Films. Not sure if you guys are familiar with 5 Second Films. It's a throwback.
They made a movie?
You guys made this movie. Yes, this is 2015 or 2016. Go ahead. Just check this out. Just check this out.
It's a good time.
Yeah, from 9 years ago. 5 Second Films. It's right in the trailer.
Oh, yeah. Look at this.
Damn. No need to
download. Is that Greg
This is the first time it's been available on a streaming service. I think. I can't confirm it.
I kind of remember this coming out and being like, oh, I'd watch that. But then I guess wasn't internet savvy enough 9 years ago to know where to find it.
No, and honestly, the amount of effort and the random people who are in it, if you've ever watched VGHS, if you've ever been involved with Freddie Wong, even the TV show on Sci-Fi, what was it called? The Magicians. A lot of those people are in this. So you have Freddie Wong's brother, Jimmy Wong, is in this, and he was in Mulan, the live-action Mulan movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Looks like there's some faces I recognize in here. I see Patton Oswalt. I think that Greg Sestero from The Room in there. A lot of. I mean, I'm surprised I haven't seen this, to be honest. Just looks
And
like
I love how they
dude
threw it
taking a
back
shirt
when
off.
after they were done filming it. They threw the whole thing through a VHS, like a recorder, and so then it made that image. So if you buy the
great.
movie, you can get it in the regular version, the standard digital version they shot it in, or it has the special edition. Well, actually, the regular version, which is what you're watching now. So the regular version has the VHS filter going through it, and then the special edition has it without it. Sorry.
Nice.
Beautiful. I'm gonna put that on the list. Absolutely.
You ever meet the 5-second film guys,
And then-
Cass?
I don't think so,
Oh.
but maybe I was
They're
really
still
high
making
for a
stuff
lot of
on
those years.
Instagram.
Oh, nice.
Oh, good. I like those guys.
It's a weird throwback because every once in a while you get Jack Quaid. He shows up in quite a bit of their sketches and their older sketches, and it's way before he was in The Boys.
The boy himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that guy. I think he's one of my favorite Nepo babies.
For sure. A very down to
Yeah,
earth Nepo baby.
it's one of the better ones. It's one of the better ones. Yes.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys want to get into some DVDs that came out, not only last week, so a little bit after we had talked last, and a couple more that are maybe coming out soon. So we have Deadpool Wolverine, lots of exclusives at Walmart, different ones you can order for steelbooks, all that good stuff. That one hit the shelves. The 4:30 movie from Kevin Smith hit the shelves as well. I think there's only 2 versions of that one. And then Twisters. Everyone loves a good, what's his name?
Glenn Powell.
Oh, yeah,
Glenn Powell.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hunka.
I enjoyed Twisters.
Glenn Powell.
He's in some real
Hollywood
wet
hot
shirts
dog.
in that movie. You can see the whole
Real wet.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. Some real wet shirts, some sweaty left boob, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Tasteful side boob, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed Twisters. Obviously, famously this year, watched the original Twister every night for a couple weeks, and so much so that I bought a Philip Seymour Hoffman. Basically, just built a cosplay from his character in the first movie. So when this movie came out, I was obviously very excited. I still enjoy the first one more. There's just something about it. I think there's a nostalgia there. But this movie was pretty good, I will say. Glenn Powell, we can hate on him for just being one of these like Hollywood hot guys that was like pressed upon us almost forcefully. But I do think he's got some chops. I think he's very easy on the eyes, and he is believable in most of the stuff he does. I do recommend watching that Richard Linklater movie that he did, that I'm totally blanking on the title of, but where he plays a bunch of different characters.
It's like an
go
the
ahead.
link. Is that the one on Netflix right now? Assassin or whatever it's called, Killer Assassin, something like that.
The Nutty Assassin.
Yeah, the Nutty Assassin. It's one of those, and that was also really fun and way better than it had to be. And the chemistry that he had with what's her name from Andor in there, I thought was way better than his Sydney Sweeney movie. Hitman. Yeah, Hitman. It's actually way better movie than you think it's gonna be, and that's mostly due to Glenn Powell's abilities. So check it out.
And another movie that came out not too long ago, a series actually. You have your Arcane on Netflix that won awards. That just was incredible, and that's crazy that Netflix is putting anything out on DVD because normally the last thing I think they put on DVD was Stranger Things season 1 and 2. I mean, there might have been 1 or 2 other things. But they don't really put anything that they do out on physical media at all. Very rare. Very rare.
Yeah, that's a good point. That they do it with stuff that I think they know will make them money. Otherwise,
Well,
you know, I always thought
they
it was
only
weird
made
too.
Season 1 and 2 of Stranger Things, though, and they skipped every other season. They didn't make any of them on the streaming. I mean, on the physical.
Yeah, it's a good point. I don't know if Stranger Things 3 and 4 were as big of a deal. Those kind of came and went for me. Even though, I feel like people just like were waiting for it to feel like the first season, and it just never did. But
Is 4 the one with the lifeguard boy who's kind of hot and then ends up being violent, or is that 3?
I think that's 3 and 4, maybe. I think he's in both.
I kind of can't remember.
Not bad, though.
But
not bad.
It's crazy to think, though, that these streaming services have this much hold over the content that they do, and if it's never released on a physical media and anything happens to it, there's not going to be another way to watch it. And there are a couple other examples of these dead medias that might happen in the future or have already happened already.
For sure. I mean, there's probably torrents out there of the more popular stuff, but there's so many obscure Netflix things at this point that if you want to watch like season 3 of Is It Cake, who knows if it'll be around in 20 years.
If the grid went down,
which one?
I was just gonna say, if the grid went down, Ryan, we went into a full blown sort of like nuclear war with China, which I think about all the time. China. And we didn't have access to streaming sites, and all we had was physical media. It would be like most of what people would think of the human race was just like the show Friends, right? And The Office. Like that would kind of be it. Those are like the last DVDs I think people bought in Seinfeld. Mm-hmm. The rest of the stuff, unless you're an actual physical media collector, no one's gonna be able to access this stuff, right?
But they will have the first Matrix for sure when the aliens come.
What?
And that's a pretty good showing, at least. They'll be like,
that's a good one. They'd be like, wow.
Now,
this must have underwhelmed at the box office, but
Movie Monday
after.
up. Mm-hmm. Before we wrap Movie Monday up, I got Shaun of the Dead is tomorrow at Harkins Theaters. Look for availability. They have your Shaun of the Dead 20th anniversary fix. Cool. That's this Tuesday.
This Tuesday.
Awesome.
Okay.
Re-release in theaters.
Yes, sir.
Love that.
All the way up to the top.
I may watch that tonight.
Mm-hmm. It's been a while, yeah.
Because last week you guys had said towards the end of the segment, you're like, "Oh man, we should ask them what was coming up the following week." Well,
that's
the
right.
Following week at Harkins Theaters, you get the 40th anniversary of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Wow.
Ooh, nice.
Good one.
Yeah,
good one.
That's
good. One.
Yeah,
My brother's
definitely
favorite, Connor's favorite, actually. Fucking bangers. Bangers.
It's absolute bangers. Agree with Connor. That was a movie that I was obviously too young to see in the theater, I believe. Like, when did that come out? I feel like 40 years was 80.
40th anniversary. 84 then.
Seeing that you're 41, Cass, yeah, you didn't see it in the theater, you fucking idiot. I know, but this would be a good one to go back and see for sure. Kalima.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, Cass. Kalima. When I was younger, and me and my little brothers Connor's my brother. When we first watched this movie, he would chase me around the house with his hand out, chasing my heart, and he would just yell, "Kalima!" and just chase me around the house, and I was, "Oh my God, he's gonna get me!" Oh man,
this movie fucked me up, dude. And also where they eat the monkey brains.
Yeah.
That fucked me up, dude.
Oh yeah.
This movie fucked me up, brother.
When he cuts open the big snake. Oh man.
Yeah. All right. Great call out. Go check out Indiana Jones if it's playing near you guys. It's not going to happen that often. Go see it on the big screen. Great call out by Connor and Dylan.
All right, we got you guys set up next week. We're obviously wrapping up the scary season, and I try to do my best I could for you guys there.
Thank you.
So next season they don't really got a lot of really great stuff going on in November. I got to tell you. You got Indiana Jones, and after that, it's kind of like, eh. Harkins has some of the best Tuesday night classics. Some of the other movie theaters, AMC, Cinemark, and Edwards have their own type of things going on, but it's harder to follow. You can't just Google it, find which they're playing, and just go from there. So, I mean,
all special engagement.
Yeah, there's a lot of special engagement stuff, that goes on with these movies to find them. So just look at your local movie theater. That's the most important thing to do. Is just look and then go see the movies you want to see made. Don't go watch movies just because everyone else wants to go see them. Go see them because you want it to be made again, or a different movie of that nature.
That's right. I love it. I love the whole movie. What are we calling this segment again? Movie Monday. Love the whole thing today, guys. And it was great to meet you, Connor. Dylan, crushing it again this week. I hope to see you next week. Do you guys have have social media or anything like that? The folks in the chat can follow you on if they're interested in.
The only main thing you could follow us on would be Nerd with an Opinion.
Okay.
Was that on Twitter?
Instagram.
Instagram, Nerd with an Opinion. Chat, you know what to do. Go blow them up. Go give them the Case and Cast bump. You guys should see 3 to 6 people follow you if everything goes well on our end. We appreciate
that's what I'm talking about.
Just know that was us.
We appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
All right, we'll be back.
Take it easy.
See you, boys.
Dylan, see you, Connor.
All right, so long. God, loving those movie Mondays. Man, I could talk movies.
I could talk DVDs all Monday.
DVD. We got to get Chris Gore on here to go head to head, like when Graham Hancock debated that archaeologist on Joe Rogan. That's what I want to see. We got Smoke Packs, and then Dank Sauce himself.
Oh, okay.
Our phone screener has some thoughts on Tony Hinchcliffe that we were talking about earlier. But first, our brother Smoke, all the way from Chicagoland. Brother, what's going on?
Yeah, what up? What's good?
Hello.
What's good, dude? What's happening over there?
Shit, man. I'm just watching over, tending to my community. The boys are in a game right now of Magic cards. I'm not there, but I think they're gonna be good. I think they're gonna play nice. Figure I'd call in, see what's going on. Not really much.
Yeah.
I just didn't really have a topic or anything. Wanted to see what you're on, what the boys are doing. How are you doing?
We haven't talked about this, and I'm curious. I'll ask both of you. Did either of you watch the Joe Rogan Trump interview?
Yeah, I forced myself to watch all 3
You
hours.
both watched it. Okay, I've not been able to bring myself to do it.
It's
yeah, Smoke. What do you think?
I've been saying it's weird. The Republicans keep like platforming or going to these guys who don't vote. Like all these comedians, they even all say they don't vote or they're independent. So it's kind of, I don't know if Tony Hinchcliffe votes, but it's just kind of funny that like they're like going to go there. But I do know Rogan wanted Kamala Harris to go on, just didn't line up on the schedules. He still wants to have her on, but they're just talking, man. They're just chatting.
I checked out the first 3 minutes, and then I got just disheartened by how dull I found it. I've heard that some people found it more interesting than that. I did find it very funny though that Rogan starts by asking him describe how it felt that first day in the office, and he has such the absence of an inner life that basically he's just like, I drove down the street, there were people on it, then I went into that White House and there's furniture in there. Like, it was just all physical descriptions of literally where he was on the day.
His storytelling is abhorrent. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to bring up Cass. Abraham Lincoln's bedroom, bro.
Yeah.
This fucking guy,
dude.
He just was obsessed with where Abraham Lincoln slept, bro.
It was very surreal. I was driving down Pennsylvania Avenue. It's called Pennsylvania Avenue because it's close to Pennsylvania. The other thing, he did that until Joe had to a few times during the interview bring him back to the original question, and it got so far away from the stuff that we wanted him to answer into the because Trump just steers it into things that he wants to talk about, and which is mostly what politicians do. It's just with Trump, he's not really doing counterpoints or anything. Like if he doesn't want to talk about one subject, they'll usually like weave in another subject where they have like a good track record or something. He just talks about more bullshit that like he doesn't know about. Like it's really a strange thing. I found the interview overall, my overall 1,000-foot view, totally objective opinion about the podcast was, if you are a conservative Republican, you thought that interview went well. If you are a liberal Democrat, you thought that went terribly for Trump because of how wildly he just went on tangents. He just didn't seem to like. He did a lot of hands. He does a lot of that. He just didn't really give any like actual substance. It was very, it was calorie filled, but all the wrong calories. Like it was.
Yeah, he was just telling folksy stories, and then he
was telling folksy stories.
Does.
And I don't know. I don't. The one thing I always worry about is, does he come across like more of a human being than he did the day before, right? Do we see Trump sitting there with Joe Rogan talking about UFC? And if I'm an undecided whatever voter, do I look at that and then do I go, that guy seems like chill. Like he seems like a businessman, anti-government businessman who's tired of the way things are, right? Do I see that? And sometimes I saw that, and then sometimes I didn't. Sometimes he would say really weird things like, Joe, you can't endorse Kamala. You're more of, you're gonna endorse me, right? You're not a Kamala guy. No, you're not a Kamala guy.
Dude, he was begging Joe to give the live endorsement, bro.
It was kind of really awkward at times. It was not an interview. It was a conversation. And the reason I think, because during that conversation, Joe mentioned that they're still in talks with Kamala about potentially having her on. I don't think if you're Kamala or her team, you see that interview and you go, well, that's a place we have to be. Because he doesn't check Trump on any of the shit that he says. Like Trump said a lot of weird stuff, a lot of stuff about how dumb Kamala is, how like all that stuff. And then Joe, he doesn't agree, but he just kind of lets him say it, which is like,
he's like nodding along kind of.
He's complicit with it in a way.
Yeah. He kind of agrees with every guest
but
he has.
Joe would challenge people though.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's why I thought, it's like Joe usually would challenge people, his guests, or he's going to keep them. It's like a UFC fight in the convo with him.
Will challenge them.
Yeah, but
I kind of have the opposite view on him. I feel like he sort of just drifts towards whoever his guest is, which is part of why I feel like it'd be fine for Kamala to go on there. Is I don't really think he's going to be adversarial.
No, I don't think he would be.
He said he wouldn't either.
It's just, is there more room for her to air than Trump? Trump, his whole thing is being long-winded. At the end of it, Trump's like, how long have we been here? And they're like 3 hours. He's like, oh, like he just kind of went by in like a blink for Trump because he just bloviates. Kamala says things with intention, and she has like facts, and she
intention of at a point will someday say a thing, because if you consider this actually, the prospect of saying a thing at a time could occur.
Right. Point being, I don't think she could do that for 3 hours. I really don't. Like, I don't think she has it in her.
For her if she went on. Like, worst case, she comes off a little robotic. She does all the padding of every sentence that she's known for. But best case, she comes off slightly better than that, and then it's either like it's not going to change people's opinion, in which case it's a net zero, or she could probably win over a couple weird online dudes, maybe. Who knows?
Well, based on what happened with Trump, I don't think it's moved the needle. Just based on any of the polls that I've seen the last day, it hasn't moved the needle. So I don't know if it would be all upside for her. Maybe it would. Like Joe would be. He's trying to do his best as a guy who's trying to be impartial. there were a lot of times where he like, there was like 3 times, not a lot of times. He did 3 times where he was like, well, why do you think that? Or like, where'd you get that information?
Yeah.
And Trump just goes, that's what people say. They said that.
That's all he was saying. Yeah. His only thing was like, they tell me, Joe. They tell me.
Yeah.
It's always they tell him.
It's everybody saying this. It's his go-to.
It's everyone saying, which is such an easy way to answer something, and more people should hold him to it. I don't know if it didn't seem to move the needle. I don't know if Trump's people thought it was good. I know conservatives were over the moon about the numbers that that the episode got, and I think they equate views to success, and success meaning voters. And so
I mean, it's at 36 million views. That is pretty crazy.
The last time we saw something like that was Cat Williams on Club Shay Shay.
Mm-hmm. I will say
that was so fun.
I didn't watch the interview all the way, but I did watch this clip of him reacting to the interview, where of course fucking Brendan Schaub, Mr. Dicey himself is there. And the reaction, I think, would scare Kamala from going on, because I don't know, they just come off like such fucking dumbasses. He's got like 2 of the most hacky comedic forces in the planet. Whoever the fuck this guy is, Brendan Schaub. Just immediately.
Yeah, they're doing the UFC watch along.
I see.
They're watching the UFC event, and then it's just bro talk at this episode. I haven't watched it because I really don't care for these episodes.
I cannot stand Brendan Schaub.
Yeah, Brendan Schaub. I think he's been a little. He's kind of gone away a little bit since he's quote unquote retired from comedy.
Oh, and he was doing it. It's interesting. I didn't know there was.
He was doing it. Yeah,
wow.
he was.
That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing.
He was doing it on a really high level, dude. And then he got like, I don't know, made fun of so much that I think he was tired of it and just decided to like fucking quit, because he was also not good. But yeah, so that was my overall thoughts on the whole thing. I watched it all. I thought it was interesting. The part that I remember is when Rogan asks him about his ear, and and it was like like talking about how little of a scar it was, and like how quickly the ear heals. It was almost just sort of like
a bug bite or something.
Yeah, it looks good. The ear bleeds. You know about the ears bleeding, Joe.
You know more than anybody,
and he
probably.
He did that so many times. I am so impressed with you, Joe. Like, there was just a lot of ass kissing from if you're Joe Rogan, you're just the ultimate winner here. You get your ass kissed by a former president, potentially another president. If he gets elected, you've got a friend who's the head of the free world. And if he doesn't, you've got one of the most viewed podcast episodes of all time.
The other funny thing about his reaction to the interview is they're like, did you get to ask him everything you wanted to? And he wasn't like, I should have asked some more incisive questions about immigration and how his claims that, people entering the country are doing all the crimes are false or anything like that. Of course not. He's like, I wanted to ask him more about the JFK files and unsealing them. Like, he immediately was like, I wish I could have asked him more about conspiratorial shit. That's his only regret.
Oh my God.
At the end, they talked. Yeah, at the end is when they got into all that stuff. Kind of. At least the JFK files. He's like, Joe, there's people still alive. We can't talk about these right now. But when I get back in, I told him I'll talk about it. And like, he just kept talking about just dumb, weird things. And another thing I want to point out. Oh, go ahead.
Just on that point, because it was during that same part where he asked him about aliens. And Donald Trump, who says he knows, he's been read into stuff, is about to tell Joe what he thinks the phenomenon is. And Joe fucking interrupts him. And Donald's like, they could be just like, beings from and Joe completely steamrolls him and interrupts whatever thought he was going to say that was maybe interesting. And that was it. Like, it just completely flattened it, and I was so annoyed.
I think you could show Donald Trump an alien, though. Like, you could show him a live one on a table, and unless it stood up and was like, "Great to meet you, Mr. President. I'm a huge fan." He would forget. He would like not. He would forget, or he would just an alien.
He would just think they were like some sort of immigrant, just like someone not from the United States.
Introduced me to a really strange Mexican guy. Laid down the
he was Chinese.
Chinese guy on a table.
Big eyes.
Huge.
Anyway, sorry, Smoke. I stepped on you.
No, you're good. You're good. I just want to say, because Cass, you watch it, I'm just going to spoil it for Case, because this is really the only thing I think he's going to find interesting from it, and what kind of worried me when they said all this. The View episode of 2011 is when they brought up, like, how, I guess Trump, when he ran for president, he had beef with all these people, but on the 2011 episode, they're all nice with him, and they just brought up some weird stuff about it. In that episode, and then Joe Rogan says to Trump, "Oh, you're like known as a social liberal." Like, they kept posing him as like in a way where the wording to people who just aren't in the know of like politics, it seems to people who are maybe in between or old voters who are like, maybe he's bad, they keep saying this word social liberal about Trump, which I think is weird, because it's like, I don't know. I don't really know anything about his history on TV in that time, but it was like they're pulling up clips about her trying to.
It was,
so
they opened the whole they opened the whole show talking about how the ladies on The View treated him in 2011, like Smoke just said, and they were so friendly with him, and now all they do is bash him. But you have to remember, like, his show was on the same network as The View, and so when he came on the show, he was a host of another primetime show on their network, right? And he wasn't running for office, and he wasn't anti-abortion. He wasn't this malevolent fucking
he was like a co-worker,
political fascist. He was just a guy who hosted a show. Exactly. He was like a harmless reality show real estate douche, and that's all he was. Of course they were going to be nice to him, but like since that point, he's shown and taken some really hardline stances on things that people have opinions about, and a lot of those ladies on that show don't like his opinions on things, and hence don't like him anymore. So it's like really not hard to do the math.
You get to talk to Trump for 3 hours, and the way you start is by being like, I saw you on The View in 2011.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's really the defining moment of how my entire worldview coalesced around you. It's so fucking weird and so Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
like they just, it's just the first hour starts posing Trump as like not trying to make you forget everything from the last, at least second term specifically, Well,
and that's just like, Joe trying to like add his own, how he views himself. He's trying to project it onto Trump, because he's like, you're socially liberal, essentially, is what he's trying to do there. Which it doesn't. Trump isn't fucking anything. He's just an empty glass with Trump written on it that's filled up with whatever the conservative platform of the day is. So it's like a complete fantasy of Joe to think that he's still socially liberal. Trump is just whatever is convenient for him. And right now it's, I don't know, saying he's going to deport every immigrant.
Yep, I'll see you guys later. I will be on a boat, I'm sure. The last thing I'll say is like, thanks, man. I'll need some friends. The last thing I'll say about it, and then we can move on, is just the actual dick sucking fellatio of Elon Musk on that show.
Oh my god,
just like,
dude!
It's just Elon is the smartest guy who's ever lived. And it's just uber flattering of that dude, and they spent a lot of time on that too. So you didn't miss much, Case. Okay. You didn't miss much.
I won't go back.
I think we gave you all the hot stuff from it all.
Yeah, that's right. Smoke, thank you, buddy. Thanks for the call this week, man. And if you guys are in the chat, go support Smoke. If you like Magic the Gathering, he has a nice little community. Where can they find you and your Magic the Gathering crew?
Oh, Smoke Packs. I'm at twitch.tv/smokepacks. You can find me over there. I'm also going to be participating in Extra Life. So if you're in the Cream Team community raids, you'll see me.
Right.
2 p.m. Central. I'm going to be playing Magic cards with my crew. We got people signed up. I have some live music played for background ambience. It's going to be a good time.
Beautiful. You heard it, guys. Support the Cream Team this weekend, Extra Life. And if you're a trading card game guy and you like Magic, go check out Smoke on a Switch, 2 p.m. Central this week. Saturday, you said, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks, Smoke Packs. Have a great week, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, speaking of Elon, did you see his... This isn't quite as bad as the jump, but I thought this was another just insane Elon noise.
I love it.
Oh, wait, I have it muted. Sorry.
Doc Mega.
That's all I wanted to share. It's just him.
So weird. By the way, that hat. two things on this. Those like weird jumps that he was doing at the rally. I think he's trying to make an X because everyone's like, they've stitched all the photos together, and he's constantly doing an X with his body, maybe in promotion of his stupid website. The second thing is he's got this "Make America Great Again" hat in the font of Mein Kampf. A pretty well-established Nazi font is what he's using for his "Make America Great Again" hat.
I did not hear that fun fact. That is brutal.
Yeah, buddy. It's all coded, dude. It's like you go, I wonder if they even knew that, or if that's even what that means. It's just like one thing after another, after another, after another. It's like we have to start paying attention to this stuff. And there you go, man. That's Elon, the coolest billionaire in the world. All right, before we call it, guys, Dank Sauce, our phone screener, had a quick bit about Tony Hinchcliffe, which we were talking about earlier. Dank, are you there, brother?
Fantastic.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? Thanks for doing the phone lines again this week.
Oh, absolutely. I love the show. I'm glad you guys do this. It's
Thanks,
fun.
man.
Yeah, we're glad you're here, man. What'd you think of the Tony Hinchcliffe stuff from the last couple days?
Oh man, okay. So that I just watched that video right before the show started.
Mhm.
Boy, it was rough. It was rough. My buddy, I was playing disc golf with my buddy, and he told me about it. Shout out
Who
Salem.
shot
I'm gonna
it?
tell him to watch the YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to be kind of in the Denver comedy scene. He had some friends there, and they. And I'm going to shout out a pretty cool, non-problematic comedian, Sam Talent. And so I know Sam Talent, and he's a good dude. And he's co-hosted Kill Tony a couple of times, and I've actually seen quite a few Kill Tony shows. And I'm not super surprised by what I saw, though. I've always been kind of indifferent with Hinchcliffe, but I love his shows. Like, it's such a cool concept.
The concept's
Kill Tony
great.
show.
Yeah,
it is. But he's done similar stuff before. Like, it wasn't too long ago. He did like some really hacky, like, Chinese jokes that I can't bear to repeat. It, like, he even used the accent and stuff. And he kind of got mad that people recorded him and then posted it and stuff. And you're like, well, I mean, you're doing a comedy show, and then, you know, this was on a stage, and it was obviously broadcast, so you can't use that excuse. And it was even rougher. Like, I think you guys hit the nail on the head when you said that you're not offended that it was, like, problematic. It was just bad jokes. I'm offended by the jokes.
Well, and it becomes political when it's in the middle of a political rally. Like, you're just going after Puerto Ricans now at a Trump rally. It's like one thing to do that in a club. It's another thing to do it, you know, here.
Yeah, it goes from being lame jokes at a forgettable Kill Tony show to incendiary lame jokes that are potentially dog whistling, or not even dog whistling, just whistling at a crowd that's potentially largely prejudiced and like feels the same way, and like in a platform that's not for comedy. It's like a place for people to express opinions and rally support and get the vote of the people that are watching and in attendance based on the things that they're hearing. So yeah, the setting is very important. The jokes are lame either way, but one is a much more dangerous setting.
And
and Puerto
like
Ricans can vote.
that. And it's almost like he was surprised that some of the jokes weren't landing. Like even the Trump people weren't laughing at all the kind of hacky jokes. And I was like, was he just thinking that they're just a bunch of dumb people that like hacky jokes, and it didn't land? And he was saying weird stuff that I don't think he was like believed, and then like, yeah, why is he doing this too? He doesn't even have to. He has like a successful comedy show,
and everything. I don't know. It's really weird. Like, I've always been kind of indifferent, and like now I'm definitely not as into the Kill Tony anymore. I probably won't be going to those live shows.
It definitely makes it harder to just be like, this is just a fun time from kind of an edgy dude when you're like attending the full-on essential Nazi rally. I mean, maybe not that extreme, but close. Yeah. I wasn't super thrilled with
like that now.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't super thrilled with Jim Gaffigan doing that Trump kind of like, I know it's a different context. He did some kind of like rich guy roast dinner, whichever fucking version of it Jim Gaffigan was doing. Did you guys see any clips from that? Even for me, even though
was it the White House Correspondents' Dinner?
Was that what it was? It looked like something different.
I don't know.
But it's like Jim Gaffigan, and he's doing some Trump bits. All that stuff to me, though, it's like, even if you're kind of critical of these people, the second you're kind of doing the buddy, like roasty shit with all of these fucking freaks, I just feel like it normalizes them in a way that like, Jim Gaffigan's been pretty openly anti-Trump in the past. It just seemed like a weird move doing this to me, even though I think it's some kind of across the aisle kind of not considered just Trump's thing, but you know, fucking Trump is like right there. I think it was some kind of Catholic thing or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't White House Correspondents. It was weird to see him in the same room as Trump because he pretty publicly has been on the dais being very anti-Trump. Yeah. So,
like, I think it's a weird choice to even agree to do this rally as a comedian. Like, I wouldn't even be super comfortable doing a set at a Kamala Harris rally, even though I'm going to vote for her. It would feel, well, yeah, I don't really support her that intensely because of the genocide stuff. But even if I did, it'd be like, I'd feel weird about doing it at a Bernie rally, who's someone I supported way more intensely. It's just like, it's not really a place for fucking comedy. Maybe if I agreed with them enough, I could speak there just straight up politically. But to go there as like a warm-up comic for the chuds is just such a fucking gross move already. To then like do all these jokes, it just fucking sucks.
So weird. It really out of place. If you looked at the whole list and lineup of speakers, he was very out of place. I think he was the only comedian to be there, and I don't know. It was just felt just like not the right place for Tony Hinchcliffe. I think he won't be doing any of those. Maybe he will be doing them. I don't know. I am interested to see his first appearance after, so we'll see about that. But thank you, Dank. Thank you for all the call screening you did tonight, my friend.
Oh, for sure. Thanks, guys.
Have
a good night.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, you too. That's gonna do it for another call cast, guys. Stay tuned. The Patreon is in flux. It's either gonna be Thursday morning or potentially Friday night. We will make sure to give you a heads up on the Patreon. Also, we're probably going to watch Freddy Freako or Freddy Freaker as our next watch along since we finished the Vince McMahon doc. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Let me give a quick shout out to Miss Bianca B for the 6 months, Don Ton for the 23 months, Joe Coyote for the 2 years he hit it with the Massimo Salute, Timmy the Brain with the 19 months. And that's going to do it for me, Case. What do you got going this week? Are you probably...
Should be able to stream Tuesday and Wednesday. Hopefully Thursday, and then maybe Friday. But I'm kind of on cool. Tuesday, Wednesday is the only days I can stream for sure during these Amazon things. And then in 2 weeks, I go to China, where if I like it enough, maybe I'll just stay, become a member of that National Communist Party, baby.
That might be the move, man. Now you're thinking. All right, well, great. We'll stay tuned to the Patreon. We'll let you know when that next podcast is up. And Steven, thank you for the 22 months with the Prime, my friend. We got to get you in on those Movie Mondays with Dylan. Thank you guys so much.